Hi guys, this is Zach from Watches on You, and today we are going to be looking at what the best alternatives for Rolex Submariner are at every price point. Now, this has become a very prominent question within the watch world recently, as Rolexes just in general, especially steel sports Rolexes, have been extremely hard to come by, and then the ones that are available have gone way up in price. So this is the Rolex Submariner I have here is a 1997 Submariner date, and it's here at JB Hudson Jewelers pre-owned for a price of $7,150. Now, that is a huge price, and many people cannot afford to spend that much on a watch, and others also just want a watch that isn't a Rolex Submariner, as so many people have them. They're really becoming like the BMW 3 Series, where is there anything bad with them? No, but everyone has them, and you kind of want to either step away from the crowd, or you're looking for something where you don't want to spend quite as much money, but you still want a very nice, high-quality dive watch. So in this video, we will be trying to answer that question, what to get. So the selection of watches that we're going to be looking at are for a lower price point piece. For the lowest price point, we're doing a Longines Hydra Conquest. This is the USA only edition, but this will really apply to the other edition. I just felt like the USA one, it's a little bit more unique, and I feel like it's a bit higher quality than the regular one. Now, we also will have the Breitling Superocean II. That will be coming in as the second cheapest. This is actually a pre-owned model at JB Hudson Jewelers for $2,300, which is vastly cheaper than a Rolex Submariner. Then next, we will have a IWC Aquatimer representing the price point right around $5,000. And we will have an Omega Seamaster Professional Planet Ocean representing the about $1,000 cheaper than what a Rolex Submariner will start at MSRP. So right away, I'm going to go over the Longines. Now let me just get these watches out of the way. So this Longines represents a very good value for the money if you want a high quality dive watch with a 300 meter water resistance, the same as a Submariner, but you don't want to spend nearly that price. So this watch comes in brand new at a price of $1,800. So you get actually a lot for your money on this watch. You get a ceramic bezel, which is very nice. You get, this being a USA only edition, it'll be a little bit more limited than some other watches out there. And you also get an automatic movement. Now, the automatic movement is an ETA-based movement, so you don't get the in-house movement of, say, a Rolex or type watch like that, or even the Omega Planet Ocean, but you're spending $1,800 versus $7,000. And honestly, the feel of this watch, it feels more kind of, I guess, heavier and hefty than a pre-ceramic Rolex Submariner. Now, I will say the finishing quality might not be quite as good, but you're spending $1,800, which is about a fourth of the price of the Rolex, and I honestly don't really see how this watch is much worth that insane price difference, so I think that this provides a great value for money at its price point. So now if you want something a little bit higher quality than the Longines, and you want something with, I guess, maybe a little more brand provenance, you can then jump up to the Breitling Superocean II. So this watch, I mean, if you just feel this, it feels very high quality. With Breitling, you're starting to get into the very nice finishing and just high quality brand and the rest that comes with that. So the finishing on this watch is noticeably better than the Longines. You're getting some more polishing on this, and you're getting some more different aspects. It has a very cool, actually, rubber bezel, which you do not see on very many watches, if really any others besides this piece. And the numerals on the bezel are actually made of metal in the rubber. They're not printed or anything, so it's very high quality there. Now, I will say the ceramic bezel on the Longines, it would be nicer to have a ceramic bezel, and they do make a ceramic bezel version of this. I just think it looks very odd, as it's not an insert, it's actually a whole ceramic bezel, but I won't get too much into that. Now, the dial on this watch I also like. It's kind of really shows, it almost looks militaristic. It's got a lot of numerals, got a lot of writing going on, and I think that it looks pretty nice. And the bracelet also is noticeably higher quality than the Longines. Just very nice, hefty, never gonna break. and you have just a nice fold over. This is actually kind of the same style clasp almost as a Submariner, where it's just a fold, close, and then fold over safety. So again, a little bit, now you're just stepping up the quality quite a bit. This also has an ETA movement, but I'd say for $2,300 versus $1,800, I think if you can afford to spend that extra $500, I think it'd be worth it to get a pre-owned one of these, just as it's a bit higher quality. The movement finishing would be way better, even though neither of them have the clear case back. It's just nice to know that Breitling really, really does finish their movements well. So now let's move up one more. So this is the IWC Aquatimer. Now, I feel that this watch is overlooked a lot by people looking for a sport dive watch. I think that this offers just a good value for this is a $5,400 watch. Now, this is a rubber band, so you're not going to get a bracelet for this price. I believe the bracelet is about $1,000 more, so that's a huge, huge uptick in price, and I would actually recommend getting the rubber band for that reason, because I don't know if you're like me, but when I get a watch, I usually end up just changing the strap out anyways and putting on a leather or something like that. But here again, you're stepping up the finishing quality more. The brushing is going to be a lot nicer. You're getting it more uniform. You're getting more. The polishing really, really will stand out. You're starting to get polished beveled edges on the case, which are very, very nice. You're getting. Again, you're just going to end up getting better movement finishing. This is also an ETA movement, though we haven't gotten quite up to the point where they're doing all in-house movements. So one cool aspect, though, about this watch is the bezel. So this has one of the most unique, if not the most unique, diver's bezels on any watch. It actually ratchets. So you can actually just turn it one way and then pull it back and then go all the way around. So this, if you're actually diving, will make it much, much easier, especially with the dive suit. You will never have to take your fingers off the bezel when resetting it. So it's just very, very useful. You can do it extremely quickly, and it's easy to get it to line up as well. So again, great value for money for $5,400, and this is definitely departuring from the standard dive watch look. So if you wanted a more classic dive watch look, maybe this wouldn't be the one for you, just because it is pretty unique. But I think it looks nice. Finishing's done well. The dial pops very, very nicely. I love this white dial. There is a black dial version of it, so if you think the white dial is too much, and actually this is more of a silver, not a white. So, but if you would like a black, they do make that for you as well if you want something a little bit more subdued. Now, one other thing, though, to consider about this watch is it's very, very thick. It's vastly thicker than a Rolex Submariner, so if you don't want a thick watch, that's definitely something to consider with this piece as well. So now let's go up to the closest price point to the sub, just under it. This is $6,500 brand new versus pre-owned. So on this watch, you're saving, in the end, actually about $2,000 for a new Submariner date. And actually, a new Submariner date is very hard to come by at MSRP, so that they're actually now a lot of the times going above that. So the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean is... There are certain people that love it, and there are certain people that don't. People that don't like it just really don't like the size of it. It doesn't have as much of a long history, I'd say, as the Rolex Submariner. But I think that being $2,000 cheaper, this offers a huge value that many people, I think, overlook due to the fact that you're getting a lot of high-end features. You're getting an in-house movement that is beautifully finished. You can see it through a clear case back right there. You're actually doubling the water resistance of the Submariner. You're getting 600 meters versus 300. And with regards to thickness, it is thicker than the Submariner. Here, I'll just take the Submariner back. So if you would like something thinner, then this watch may not be the one necessarily for you. You could also look at the regular Seamaster 300, which comes in at about 5,000. So that's going to be noticeably thicker, 300-meter watch, and still going to get an in-house coaxial movement. So that's another watch to consider as well. But now, one other cool feature you're getting on this watch, and actually I forgot to mention that the Breitling has it as well, is you're getting a helium release valve. So on the Breitling, it's an automatic helium release valve right there. Same position, actually, as the Rolex Sea Dwellers. But on this watch, you're getting a manual helium release valve. So to use this, you have to unscrew this crown at 10 o'clock right there, and then it's active. So that means if you saturation dive ever, this is a necessity, because otherwise, when you depressurize in a diving bell, you would basically pop the crystal off your watch and basically completely ruin it. or at least it would cost a lot to repair. So you definitely need that if you're going to go saturation diving. Now, I get that's not a huge concern for many people. Most people aren't going to go saturation diving, but again, it's kind of nice to know that your watch can do it. It's like the Rolex Submariner. Is anyone really going to dive to 300 meters? No, but is it good that it can? Yes. Now, the bracelet now on this, you can definitely feel much higher quality than the others behind it. It's very, very nice. It moves very well. It molds to your wrist very, very nicely. This is a 43.5 millimeter case, so it's bigger than the Submariner, but actually I think the size is is just right. I don't think it's necessarily too large. I mean, there is a smaller version if you'd like. There's a 39.5 mil, which actually is probably more my style, but this is the 43 millimeter, and I'd say if you're getting a watch that has a 600 meter watch, it's a big dive watch, usually the diameter would go up a bit, and I think it kind of fits this watch's style a little bit more to get it in the 43.5. So on the bracelet though, now you're starting to get some of the higher end features. You're getting that diver's extension like the Rolex Submariner has, and you're getting actually a much easier micro adjust system than the pre-ceramic Rolex Submariner. The new one has a very easy one, but this one, you can see where it says push right there. You just push down there, and then it will go in and out, in and out. But then if you make it go all the way out, you also will have a diving extension over a wetsuit. Now, the Rolex Submariner will have that, whether it's pre-ceramic or a ceramic Rolex Submariner, but you're still getting all these features on a watch that's $2,000 cheaper new. If you found this watch pre-owned, you can sometimes get these down to even the $4,500 price point, and I don't really think there's anything that necessarily warrants the Rolex's huge premium over this watch, other than the fact that it is a Rolex, so you get the brand name and it's got a better history. This watch has the in-house movement. It actually is arguably a better movement because it's got the coaxial escapement, which can help with making it a little bit more reliable and last longer. You're getting your diver's extension, you're getting your micro adjust, you're getting your ceramic bezel on this watch. You're really getting everything that the Rolex Submariner has, but you're just saving a lot of money. Now, I get it, some people don't like this watch's style, and you really want a Rolex Submariner, then fine, get a Rolex Submariner. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to show that there are other options out there where you don't need to spend the money for a Rolex Submariner, and you can still get a perfectly capable dive watch. I mean, I don't think there's anything that warrants the almost 4 times more expensive price of the Submariner over this Breitling. I don't think that this was a 4 times. This watch is worth only a quarter of the price of a Submariner. I think that it'd be worth over half the price because it has a lot of the features. You're getting just very high quality finish. It feels very, very robust, and I would say all of these watches that I have out here honestly feel higher quality. They feel higher quality than a pre-ceramic Submariner. So I don't really understand why you would spend 4 times more on a watch where you're getting a watch that doesn't necessarily feel as nice just because the metal's a bit thinner in certain places. So thank you guys for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.